All right. So you ready to dive deep into something really cool today?
Always ready for a deep dive. Lay it on me.
Okay. Well, today we are heading over to India.
India, huh? Sounds interesting already.
Yeah. And we're going to be looking at this new initiative called Inspire, which is pretty much aiming to completely transform the country.
Yeah.
Using science and technology.
Okay, so like a massive undertaking, like a huge initiative.
Huge. Absolutely huge. And we've got some excerpts from like their vision document and all that.
Oh, cool.
So I think it's going to be a fascinating look into how they plan to kind of, really make a difference, particularly for young Muslim scientists in India.
Oh, okay.
No.
Focusing on kind of a particular group within the scientific community?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
And you know what really got me excited when I was reading through this stuff?
Yeah.
Is that it's not just about, building labs and doing experiments.
Right.
It's really about like a whole cultural shift, It's about fostering this like culture of knowledge and inclusivity. And they keep using this phrase, betterment for all.
Betterment for all, huh? That's a big statement. So it's not just about scientific progress, but societal progress as well.
Right.
Okay, I'm intrigued. But what does that actually look like on the ground? How do you take this big idea of betterment for all and make it a reality?
Well, this is where it gets super interesting.
Okay.
So a big part of their focus is actually on empowering young Muslim scientists to drive innovation and specifically wealth creation in India.
So not just scientific discoveries, but also applying that science to make a real economic impact.
Exactly.
Okay, that's ambitious.
Yeah, and that's what I find really cool about it. Is that they're not shying away from like the economic side of it. It's like
that's crucial, right? I mean, science can be a driver of economic growth.
Absolutely.
So, all right, buckle up, everybody, because today we're going deep into a proposal that could be a real game changer for India.
Yeah.
It's all about how innovation and, scientific progress can really empower India's Muslim community.
Yeah.
And it's aiming for some serious social and economic upliftment. We're going to be talking patents, entrepreneurship, and maybe even redirecting some of those, big wedding funds. Are you intrigued? I know I am.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
one of the things that really stands out to me about this proposal is that it's got this real heart to it.
Okay.
With this Inspire Institute.
Okay.
That's designed to be like the engine for this whole vision.
Gotcha. So Inspire.
Yes.
Stands for the Institute for Scientific Progress, Innovation, and Research Excellence.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay. So let's get real for a second, though.
Okay.
We know that Muslims make up 14% of India's population, right?
Right.
But they only hold about 3% of senior corporate positions. That's a gap. You can't ignore that.
No, absolutely not.
And this proposal, it dives right into that, doesn't it?
It does, and it acknowledges that this disparity is not exactly breaking news.
Right.
I mean, reports like the Sakar Committee findings back in 2007, even earlier studies have been sounding the alarm on this for years,
Right.
It's been a persistent challenge.
So where do we even begin to unpack this thing?
Well, I think
the proposal points to literacy rates, right?
Literacy is a big one.
Okay.
And it highlights that the literacy rate among Muslim adult males is significantly lower compared to other groups.
Okay.
And that gap has a ripple effect.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Lower literacy limits your access to higher education, which then impacts career opportunities.
Yeah.
Overall economic mobility,
In a chain reaction, yeah.
Totally, yeah.
When any group is facing these kinds of barriers, it seems like the whole country loses out on all that talent and potential.
Definitely.
So that's the bigger picture we need to keep in mind.
For sure.
Now, here's where things get kind of interesting. One of the more unconventional ideas in this proposal is about potentially shifting priorities when it comes to wedding spending.
Interesting.
Okay, so we're talking about the frugal marriage concept.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, this is not your everyday suggestion.
No, not at all.
So break it down for me. How would this even work?
Well, the proposal uses Hyderabad as a case study.
Okay.
It estimates that something like 2 billion rupees are spent.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
2 billion.
Yeah, annually on weddings in that city alone.
Oh, wow.
And that's just one city.
That's mind-boggling.
Think about the national figure.
Wow, yeah.
Now, the proposal isn't suggesting we, do away with celebrations altogether.
Right.
It's about shifting a portion of those resources.
Okay.
So instead of, say, a lavish 3-day wedding, imagine if families redirected even 10% of that budget towards community development.
Okay.
That's 200 million rupees right there.
Wow.
That could be invested in education, job training, even seed funding for startups.
It really puts things into perspective.
Yes, it does.
That's a massive amount of potential impact, and something I'm sure our listeners are going to have some thoughts on.
Yeah, I would think so.
Would you redirect wedding funds?
It's a thought-provoking question, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Okay, so let's bring Inspire back into this.
Right.
It's more than just reallocating funds.
Yes.
Right? We're talking about building a structured system that fosters innovation and research excellence within the Muslim community. So what's that look like in practice?
Well, the proposal outlines some very specific mechanisms.
Okay.
For example, research grants.
Okay.
That are laser-focused on challenges specific to the community.
Gotcha.
Or think about workshops that teach people how to patent their inventions. Because, what good is a brilliant idea if you don't know how to protect it?
Right.
And profit from it.
Right. Turning those brilliant ideas into tangible assets.
Exactly.
Does the proposal address kind of nurturing these inventions?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The proposal envisions these incubation centers.
Okay.
Specifically designed to support Muslim-led startups.
Gotcha.
Provide them with the resources,
the
mentorship, the networking opportunities they need to thrive.
Okay. So we're talking about a multi-pronged approach here. Research grants, patent education, these incubation centers.
Yes.
All about setting the stage for innovation to really flourish.
Totally.
Now, let's get to the exciting part, though.
Right.
What are the specific areas this proposal targets? What kind of cutting-edge stuff are we talking about?
This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
We're talking about high-growth sectors that are not just important for India, but are also aligned with global trends. Biotech, renewable energy, artificial intelligence.
Okay, now we're talking.
Fields ripe with potential for groundbreaking advancements.
All right, you got my attention. Let's break these down one by one.
Right.
Biotech first. What kind of breakthroughs are we envisioning here?
Imagine a future where Muslim scientists in India are at the forefront of gene therapy.
Okay.
Developing life-saving treatments for diseases that have plagued communities for generations.
Wow.
Think about the potential for developing new drugs and vaccines tailored to address the specific health needs of the region.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
It is powerful. It's not just about advancing science. It's about making sure those advancements benefit the people who need them most.
100%.
What about renewable energy? How does that fit into the picture?
Renewable energy is critical.
Okay.
The proposal explores solar, wind, biofuels, even delves into things like carbon capture, green hydrogen production.
Okay, wow.
It's about creating a cleaner, more sustainable future for India.
Yeah.
And that ties directly into economic growth, too.
Yeah, right. Creating jobs, building a green economy, ensuring energy independence. It's a win-win-win, it sounds like.
Big time, yeah.
Okay, I can't hold back anymore. Let's talk AI.
Okay.
This is the stuff that really gets my mind racing.
All right, hold on tight.
The potential applications seem endless.
They do. We're talking about AI transforming healthcare.
Okay.
Revolutionizing agriculture, disrupting finance. Imagine AI-powered diagnostic tools that can reach even the most remote villages.
Okay.
Providing access to quality healthcare where it's needed most.
That's huge.
Or think about precision agriculture, using AI to help farmers maximize their yield and reduce their environmental impact.
And what about Hyderabad becoming a hub for AI development, led by a new generation of Muslim tech entrepreneurs?
Right.
That's a vision I can get behind.
It is exciting.
Right. Very exciting.
But we need to be realistic here.
Okay.
Inspire can't exist in a bubble.
Right.
There are systemic barriers that need to be addressed for this to truly succeed.
You're right. We can't just focus on the shiny new tech and ignore the reality on the ground.
Right, exactly.
So what are some of those barriers we need to be thinking about?
Well, think about the recommendations from reports like the SACAR committee that we discussed earlier. Those recommendations need to be implemented.
Yeah.
And we can't shy away from conversations about affirmative action.
Okay.
We need to address issues like discrimination in hiring and the lack of representation in leadership positions.
Yeah.
These are the things that create a level playing field and ensure that everyone has a fair shot.
So it's almost like a two-pronged approach, right?
Yes.
We need to nurture innovation within the community while simultaneously pushing for systemic change outside of it.
Absolutely. And this kind of change, it doesn't happen overnight.
It does not, no.
This is about a long-term vision.
Right.
A generational shift in mindset.
Right.
It's about cultivating a culture of innovation that extends far beyond the walls of Inspire itself.
So that brings us to the importance of, like, education, right?
Big time.
Getting young Muslim students excited about STEM fields from a young age.
Exactly. It's about sparking that curiosity early on, showing them what's possible.
Yeah.
And, equally important, it's about having role models and mentors who can guide them along the way.
Yeah, so true.
People who can show them that a career in science or technology is within their reach.
It's about representation. It's about seeing someone who looks like you succeeding in these fields and being like, hey, I can do that too.
Exactly. Those are precisely the kinds of success stories that Inspire is hoping to cultivate.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
This is just the tip of the iceberg.
The tip of the iceberg.
But before we get too far, I think it's time for, like, a little recap.
Yeah, good idea.
Just to make sure we're all on the same page. We've discussed the stark reality of underrepresentation and the socioeconomic challenges faced by India's Muslim community.
Yes.
We've explored the innovative and potentially controversial idea of redirecting wedding funds towards community development.
Yes.
And we've introduced Inspire, this ambitious institute with the goal of fostering innovation and research excellence, ultimately leading to economic and social upliftment.
For sure.
We've even touched on the systemic barriers that need to be addressed for this vision to truly succeed.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about Inspire itself. It's about fostering a culture of innovation that extends beyond the walls of any single institution. Exactly. And while we've touched upon some of the specific tech fields that Inspire is targeting, we've only scratched the surface. Wow. Trust me, there's a whole lot more to explore there.
For sure.
But for now, I want to leave you, our listener, with a question to ponder.
Okay.
If Inspire were to become a reality, what kind of breakthrough would you want to see? What problem would you want them to solve?
That is a great question.
Hold on to that thought, because we'll be diving deeper into the specifics of Inspire's focus areas and its strategy for actually turning those innovations into tangible economic gains in the next part of our deep dive.
That's right.
So stay tuned.
Stay with us.
We'll be right back.
We'll be back. It's easy to get kind of lost in this big, grand vision of Inspire.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth taking a closer look at the specific technologies they're aiming for.
Okay.
These aren't just buzzwords, right? These are fields that have real potential to solve some of India's biggest problems.
Totally. We touched on biotech, renewable energy, and AI in the first part. But each of those fields is like a whole world unto itself,
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready to go deeper. Where should we start?
Let's start with biotech.
Okay.
The proposal specifically mentions gene therapy.
Okay.
And for good reason. It's making some incredible strides in treating these genetic diseases that were once considered, like, incurable.
It's mind-blowing. We're talking about rewriting someone's DNA to cure a disease. That's some serious sci-fi stuff.
It is, but it's happening now.
It's happening now.
Yeah.
And Inspire wants to bring that to India.
Exactly. Imagine Inspire researchers developing a gene therapy for something like sickle cell anemia.
Okay.
A disease that disproportionately affects certain communities in India.
Yeah.
It could revolutionize treatment and dramatically improve quality of life for so many people.
So it's not just about pushing the boundaries of science. It's about making sure those advancements actually reach the people who need them most.
100%.
And that's the kind of impact that really gets me excited.
For sure.
But gene therapy is just one piece of the biotech puzzle, right?
It is. The proposal also talks about developing new drugs and vaccines. Yeah. Particularly for diseases that are prevalent in India and other developing countries. Diseases that often get overlooked by the bigger pharmaceutical companies.
So it's about focusing on solutions that are relevant to the specific needs of the community, doing it right here in India.
Exactly. And we can't forget about biopharmaceuticals.
Okay.
Using living organisms to create new medicines.
Okay.
This is a field where India could really become a global leader.
Wow.
Think about the potential for developing, like, affordable, life-saving medications that can be accessible to everybody.
Right, not just the people who can afford the really high prices.
Exactly.
Okay, so biotech is clearly a major focus for Inspire.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears a bit. Talk about renewable energy.
Okay.
What kind of innovations are we looking at there?
This is where things get really exciting, especially for a country like India.
Yeah.
With its diverse geography and abundant natural resources.
Huh?
The proposal mentions solar energy, wind energy, biofuels, even delves into things like carbon capture and green hydrogen production.
Wow.
It's about creating a more sustainable and energy-independent future for India.
And I love about renewable energy is it's not just an environmental issue.
Right.
It's an economic one, too.
That's right.
We're talking about creating jobs, boosting those rural economies, and reducing our reliance on fossil fuels.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a win-win-win.
Yeah.
It really is.
Good time.
Absolutely. Imagine villages powered by their own solar microgrids,
Yeah.
creating local jobs, reducing energy costs.
Mm-hmm.
Or think about these vast wind farms generating clean energy to power whole cities.
Right.
The possibilities are huge.
It's pretty remarkable.
Okay, so I can't wait any longer. Let's talk AI.
Right, let's do it.
This is the one that really captures my imagination.
Yeah.
The potential applications seem endless.
AI is where things get really futuristic.
Yeah.
The proposal specifically mentions AI applications in healthcare, agriculture, and fintech.
Mm-hmm.
But the potential goes way beyond that.
We're talking about AI-powered diagnostic tools.
Yes.
That can help doctors in those remote areas,
Hmm?
provide that expert-level care, even in underserved communities.
For sure.
What about precision agriculture using drones and machine learning to optimize crop yields and reduce water usage?
Right.
The possibilities are mind-blowing.
And let's not forget about the potential of AI to empower entrepreneurs and small businesses.
Yeah.
Think about AI-driven lending platforms that can provide access to capital
Okay.
for people who might not qualify for those traditional loans.
Right.
Or AI-powered tools to help small business owners manage their finances and make really data-driven decisions.
That's huge.
Yeah.
This is where that idea of Hyderabad becoming an AI hub developed by Muslim tech entrepreneurs, it starts to feel real. It's not just changing perceptions. It's about creating real economic opportunities.
Absolutely.
And empowering a whole new generation of leaders.
You got it.
You got it.
But these are just a few of the high-tech fields that are mentioned in the proposal.
Oh, there's more.
There's nanotechnology, agritech, even space exploration.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Space exploration.
Space exploration.
Now, that's taking things to a whole other level.
Right.
I mean, I knew this proposal was ambitious, but space exploration. Tell me more.
Inspire's vision extends all the way to 2050 and beyond.
Okay.
And they see the commercialization of space as a major economic driver in the coming decades.
Okay.
It might sound like science fiction now,
Yeah.
but it's closer than you think.
I mean, we're already seeing private companies like SpaceX really pushing the boundaries of space travel.
Right.
So I can definitely see how India could become a major player in that field.
Absolutely.
And why shouldn't Muslim scientists and engineers be leading the charge?
Exactly.
It's a bold vision.
It is.
But it's one that seems rooted in reality.
Yeah.
India's already got a really strong foundation in space research and technology. And with Inspire's focus on fostering innovation and nurturing talent, who knows what the future holds.
It's an exciting prospect.
Okay, so we got biotech, renewable energy, AI, nanotechnology, agritech, and space exploration. That's an incredible list. It sounds like Inspire is shooting for the stars. Literally shooting for the stars. But it's not just about picking trendy fields.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
It's about focusing on areas where India has a real chance to become a global leader.
Okay.
Areas where we can leverage those existing strengths and build a future where innovation drives economic and social progress.
Okay, but let's be practical for a moment.
Right.
Even with all these exciting technologies and all these ambitious goals, there's a really big question we haven't addressed yet. How does Inspire actually plan to create wealth from all of this? How do we turn these incredible innovations into, tangible economic benefits for the community?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
It is.
And the proposal actually lays out a pretty detailed strategy for doing just that.
Okay.
It's not just about creating cool technology.
Yeah.
It's about making sure it benefits the community
Right.
and contributes to overall economic development.
Okay, I'm all ears. Let's dive into the nuts and bolts of Inspire's wealth creation strategy.
All right, one of the key strategies is patenting. and licensing.
Okay.
It's about protecting those groundbreaking inventions and then licensing them to companies who can bring them to market.
Okay.
Generating revenue that flows back to the community.
So it's like planting a seed, nurturing it, and then harvesting the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
But it all starts with protecting those intellectual property rights, right?
Absolutely. The proposal talks about educating researchers on the patent process and even providing support for filing those patent applications.
Okay.
They see patents as a vital tool for ensuring that the benefits of innovation flow back to the community.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But patenting and licensing is just one piece of the puzzle, right?
Right. The proposal also emphasizes the importance of collaborations and partnerships. It's about working with industry, government, and other research institutions to develop and commercialize these new technologies.
It's about creating this vibrant ecosystem of innovation where everyone benefits from the shared knowledge and resources.
You got it. And speaking of ecosystems,
Okay.
the proposal also talks about creating spin-off companies
Okay.
based on the research coming out of Inspire.
So it's not just about licensing technology to existing companies. It's about creating entirely new businesses that can drive economic growth and create jobs within the community.
Exactly. These spin-off companies could be in any of the fields that we've discussed.
Okay.
From biotech to AI to renewable energy.
Wow.
And they would have the potential to attract investment, create jobs, and really put India on the map as a global innovation hub.
Okay, so we've got patenting, licensing, collaborations, partnerships, spin-off companies, anything else.
There's more.
I have a feeling there's more.
The proposal also talks about commercialization of products and offering consulting services.
Okay.
It's about taking those research breakthroughs and turning them into products and services that people actually need and want.
So it's not just research for research's sake. It's about creating solutions that have real-world applications that can generate revenue.
Exactly. Imagine Inspire developing and marketing, like cutting-edge medical devices, affordable solar energy systems, or AI-powered agricultural tools.
Okay.
These are products that could have a huge impact both domestically and internationally.
What about consulting services? What would that look like?
Think of Inspire as this hub of expertise in all these cutting-edge fields.
Yeah.
They could offer consulting services to businesses, government agencies, help them adopt new technologies, solve complex problems, and become more competitive in the global marketplace.
It's like a one-stop shop for innovation.
Exactly.
You've got the research, the patents, the spin-off companies, the products, and the consulting services. Yeah. That's a pretty comprehensive strategy.
It is, and it's all designed to ensure that Inspire is not just a center of excellence in research, but also a driver of economic growth and social progress for the Muslim community and for India as a whole.
It's incredibly inspiring, to say the least.
It is.
Okay, so let's take a step back, remind ourselves of the bigger picture here.
Okay.
We've delved into the specifics of Inspire's focus areas and its strategy for creating wealth from innovation.
We have.
But ultimately, this is about something much bigger.
It is.
It's about empowering a community, fostering innovation, building a brighter future for India.
Absolutely.
It's about showing the incredible potential that exists when talent is nurtured and given the opportunity to flourish.
It really is.
And it's about showing the world what's possible when we invest in education, embrace innovation.
Yes.
And work together to create a more inclusive and prosperous future.
Well said.
Well said.
Before we move on to the final part of our deep dive,
I
want to leave our listeners with a question to ponder.
All right.
Imagine you're a young Muslim student in India right now.
Okay.
Full of dreams and aspirations. What kind of impact do you think Inspire could have on your life?
Wow.
What doors could it open for you?
That's a powerful question.
Yeah.
And it's one we'll continue to explore as we move into the final part of our deep dive.
Absolutely.
We'll be tackling the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for Inspire and discussing the potential impact that this initiative could have, not just on the Muslim community, but on India's future as a global leader in innovation.
Big stuff.
So stay tuned.
Stay with us.
We've talked about the potential, the vision, the strategy behind Inspire, but let's be real. No ambitious project comes without its share of challenges.
No, you're absolutely right.
Right.
And to its credit, this proposal doesn't shy away from addressing some of those hurdles head on.
Okay.
It acknowledges that, the road ahead for Inspire
Yeah.
is not going to be without some bumps.
So let's get into it.
Right.
What are some of the biggest challenges Inspire might face?
Well, right out of the gate, funding is going to be a major hurdle.
Okay.
I mean, building a world-class research institute requires some serious financial resources.
Yeah.
We're talking top-notch labs, cutting-edge equipment, attracting the best minds.
Yeah.
All of that comes with a pretty hefty price tag.
Yeah, I can imagine those state-of-the-art labs don't come cheap.
No, they don't.
So where's the money supposed to come from?
Well, the proposal suggests kind of a diversified approach to funding.
Okay.
Talks about securing government grants.
Okay.
Attracting private investment.
Mm-hmm.
And even tapping into philanthropic contributions from within the Muslim community itself.
Okay.
Remember that idea of redirecting some wedding funds?
Right.
That could definitely play a role here.
No, so it's about exploring every avenue, building a funding model that's both robust and sustainable.
Yes, absolutely.
But money's not the only challenge.
No. Attracting and retaining top talent is going to be another crucial battle.
Yeah.
Inspire's success really hinges on having those brilliant minds driving the research and innovation.
And it's not just scientists and engineers.
Yeah.
We need, visionary leaders, skilled managers, dedicated support staff.
The whole ecosystem needs to be firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, the proposal talks about creating a competitive and attractive work environment.
Okay.
That means offering competitive salaries and benefits.
Yeah.
But also fostering a culture that really values innovation, collaboration, and excellence. Mm-hmm. It needs to be a place where the best and brightest not only want to come, but want to stay.
Right. It's about building a reputation that attracts talent from, across India.
Yes.
And even globally.
Absolutely.
But there's another challenge we need to acknowledge. Okay. And it's something we've touched on before.
Yeah.
Systemic barriers.
You're hitting the nail on the head.
Yeah.
These barriers don't just vanish overnight.
Oh.
Even with the best intentions.
Right.
Inspire can't operate in a vacuum, right?
Right.
It needs a supportive ecosystem, both within and outside the community, to really thrive.
We're talking about, issues like discrimination in hiring.
Yes.
Limited access to networks and opportunities.
Sure.
The lack of representation in leadership positions across industries.
Absolutely. The proposal acknowledges that Inspire needs to actively engage with policymakers, community leaders, and advocacy groups to address these systemic issues head on. It's about working collaboratively to dismantle those barriers and level the playing field.
It's a reminder that real change requires, action on multiple fronts. It's not just about building a research institute. Yeah. It's about changing mindsets.
Yes.
Fostering inclusivity.
Absolutely.
Challenging the status quo.
It's a big task.
Yeah, it is.
But those are the kinds of challenges that require long-term commitment and sustained effort.
Yeah.
But amidst all these challenges, there are also immense opportunities.
Okay, so let's shift gears, talk about the bright side.
Right.
What are some of the most exciting opportunities that Inspire could unlock?
Well, one of the most obvious and perhaps most significant is the chance to tap into this vast pool of untapped talent. Mm-hmm. There are brilliant minds within the Muslim community who just haven't had the same access to resources and opportunities.
Like we said before, underrepresentation means missed potential.
Exactly.
Inspire has the potential to be that catalyst, right? Sure. That unlocks all that untapped talent and transforms it into real-world impact.
Absolutely. And it's not just about individual talent.
Okay.
It's about the collective power of a community coming together with a shared vision, working collaboratively to solve those problems and build a brighter future.
Yeah, I love that. It's a reminder that innovation isn't just about science and technology.
Right.
It's about people.
It is.
It's about empowering communities, fostering a sense of shared purpose.
Absolutely.
Another exciting opportunity here, I think, is the potential for global collaboration.
Oh, huge.
Right.
Inspire could become a magnet for researchers and innovators from all over the world. Yeah. Drawn to this unique mission and focus.
Imagine scientists from India, the Middle East, Europe, the Americas, all collaborating
Working together
on projects that could benefit all of humanity.
It's a powerful image.
It is.
And it's a testament to the universal language of science and innovation.
And it's not just about bringing those researchers together.
Right.
It's about attracting investment and forging partnerships with global companies and organizations, further amplifying Inspire's impact and reach.
100%.
So we're talking about local talent with a global outlook, right? Forging these collaborations that transcend borders and disciplines.
You got it.
That's the kind of network effect that can really accelerate progress.
That's right.
But there's one more opportunity I think is particularly noteworthy.
Okay.
Inspire has the potential to become a model for other communities and other countries. It's not just about India.
No.
This could spark a global movement, inspiring similar initiatives that empower underrepresented groups and drive innovation in every corner of the world.
Exactly. Inspire could become a blueprint.
A blueprint, yeah.
For how to leverage science and technology for social and economic empowerment. A beacon of hope and a testament to what's possible when we embrace inclusivity and invest in human potential.
Okay, so we've got the challenges and the opportunities, funding, talent, systemic barriers, but also this untapped potential, global collaboration, and the chance to inspire a global movement.
Absolutely.
It's a complex picture, but it's full of possibilities.
It is, and it's a picture that's still being painted.
Right.
The future of Inspire is yet to be written.
Yeah.
And it's up to all of us, policymakers, community leaders, investors, researchers, and everyday citizens to play a role in shaping that future.
But hearing all this, it makes me think about, the people behind it all.
Yeah.
Who are the visionaries driving this project? What are their stories?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's one that deserves its own deep dive.
Okay.
Maybe in a future episode.
I love that considerate pitched.
All right.
Who's the mastermind behind this? Who came up with this idea?
All right, so the brainchild behind all of this is Dr. Abdul Wassim Muhammad.
Okay, Dr. Muhammad.
And this guy is seriously impressive. He's got a PhD. He spent over 2 decades doing all sorts of research, gaining international experience. But what's really interesting is that his expertise kind of spans all these different fields.
Okay, give me some examples.
So proximal and remote sensing, GIS, data science, sustainable development.
Whoa, hold on. That's a lot. I mean, those fields, they seem pretty different from each other, don't they? How do they all tie together?
Well, that's what I was wondering, too. So maybe we should break down some of this jargon.
Yeah.
What exactly is GIS, for starters?
Okay, so GIS stands for Geographic Information Systems. And basically, it's all about using technology to gather, manage, and then analyze all sorts of information that's tied to a location.
Okay.
Spatial data, they call it.
So maps and stuff.
Exactly. But it goes way beyond just simple maps. Think about, urban planning. They use GIS to figure out, where to build things, how to design transportation systems, or even respond to natural disasters.
Oh, wow.
It's incredibly useful for understanding how things are distributed across space and making informed decisions based on that information.
So Dr. Muhammad's expertise in GIS and data science, you're saying that helps him approach these societal challenges in a different way.
Absolutely. See, the beauty of his background is that he doesn't just see problems through one lens. He can connect the dots between technology, data, the environment, and human needs.
Okay, that's starting to make more sense now. But can we get even more specific?
Sure.
What's an actual example of how Dr. Muhammad has put all this knowledge into action?
Okay, well, one really cool example is his work with farmers. He actually used data science to help them use fertilizer more effectively.
Oh, interesting. How does that work?
So he took all this data, right, on things like soil conditions, what kind of crops they were growing, weather patterns, and he used that data to create a system that tells farmers exactly how much fertilizer they need to use.
Wow, so a personalized fertilizer plan.
Exactly. And this is huge because, using too much fertilizer can be really bad for the environment, but using too little means the crops don't grow as well.
Right.
So his system helps find that sweet spot.
So better yields and a healthier environment.
Precisely. And this is just one example, of how he's taking this kind of big picture thinking and translating it into tangible, real-world solutions.
I mean, this is really cool stuff. Are there any other examples that come to mind?
Oh, tons. His work in post-disaster recovery is another great one.
Okay, tell me about that.
So he uses remote sensing, which is basically using satellites and stuff to gather information about the Earth from a distance, right? And then he combines that with his GIS skills.
Yeah.
And he's able to provide really crucial information in the aftermath of a natural disaster.
So, like, what kind of information are we talking about here?
Think about, like, identifying which buildings have been damaged, mapping out safe evacuation routes, that sort of thing.
Wow. So, like, real-time, actionable data that can save lives.
Exactly. And this just shows how technology can be such a powerful tool for good, in helping communities recover and rebuild after a disaster.
This is really making me think about all the different ways science and technology can be used to help people.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just about, abstract research in a lab. It's about making a real difference in the world.
Okay, so we've talked about Dr. Muhammad and all this incredible work he's doing. But is he, doing all of this by himself?
Oh, no, definitely not a one-man show. He leads Inspire, but it's a collaborative effort with a whole bunch of other scientists and academics.
So, like, a whole brain trust behind this.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so powerful, right? You've got all these different perspectives, all this expertise coming together to really tackle these big challenges.
Yeah, because transforming a whole country's scientific landscape, that's no small feat.
Absolutely not. It's a huge undertaking. But with a team like that and the vision they have, it's definitely something to be excited about.
I mean, this Inspire initiative really is inspiring, like you said.
Really is.
It's making me wonder, though, are there other areas or industries, maybe even outside of India, where we could apply this kind of thinking, this combination of research, societal impact, and economic growth?
That's a great question. And honestly, I think the answer is a resounding yes.
Yeah.
Think about healthcare. Imagine applying this approach to developing new treatments, making healthcare more accessible, more affordable, or education. What if we could revolutionize the way we learn, making it more engaging, more personalized, more effective, even tackling climate change? Could we use this model to drive innovation in clean energy, sustainable agriculture, finding solutions that benefit both people and the planet? I think the possibilities are limitless.
Wow. Yeah, that's a really exciting thought.
It is. And who knows, maybe Inspire will become a blueprint, for a whole new way of approaching science. One that's not just about knowledge for knowledge's sake, but about using that knowledge to build a better future for everyone.
Well, that's definitely a deep dive I won't soon forget. Really makes you think.
That's what we aim for. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Inspire, what are the key takeaways you want our listeners to walk away with?
I think first and foremost, I want them to understand the sheer potential of this whole thing.
Okay.
This is a bold and ambitious vision.
Yeah.
And it has the power to really transform lives and communities in some pretty profound ways.
And it's not just a feel-good idea.
Yeah.
This is a concrete plan.
Yes, it is.
With a clear strategy and a deep understanding of those challenges and opportunities
100%.
that we've been talking about.
Yeah. Secondly, I want people to think critically about the role of innovation in driving social and economic progress.
Okay.
It's not just about creating cool gadgets or making profits, right?
Right.
It's about using our ingenuity and creativity to solve real-world problems.
Yeah.
And make a positive impact on the world.
And lastly, I want them to be inspired by the story of Inspire itself.
Yes.
Right. This is a story about empowerment, about collaboration, and the unwavering belief in the power of human ingenuity to create a better future.
Well said.
It's a story that's just beginning, and we can all be a part of it.
Absolutely. Before we sign off completely,
I
want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Right.
Imagine a world where every community, regardless of background or circumstance, has the opportunity to contribute to this global tapestry of innovation. What would that world look like?
That's a great question.
What role can each of us play in making that vision a reality?
Those are questions worth pondering, and that's what the deep dive is all about.
That's right.
Sparking curiosity, igniting conversations, empowering you, our listener, to explore the world with a deeper understanding and a renewed sense of wonder.
Thank you for joining us on this journey.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.
See you next time.